Hey guys, what's up? Alright, so ignore my hair, but made it to the top level of our wonderful TBR cart here. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I put too much weight on it and the wheels won't work now or what's going on. But anyway, we have this very top part. This is our final portion. Okay? I hope you guys are ready because this has been a long journey. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Helps out the channel and all that fun stuff. Also, I was gonna say to also, if you have read any of these books, I would love to know your thoughts, comments, concerns, questions about any of these books right here. There are some on here that, yes, I have not read yet, or I have read and I just wanted for my shelves, or, vice versa, what have you. So I hope that you guys are ready, so let's get started. Alright, I fixed my butt off camera a little bit. My hair is still, atrociously bad right now, but whatever. We're not here for my hair. Let's be honest, we're here for the book content, right? Alright, so let's just go ahead and get started. First thing we have on the very, very top. Wow, these books are so dirty. But these are those covers that get, easily dirty. They're like those matte covers, which I love, but I hate at the same time. They collect so much dust and dirt. Anyway, the first book we have is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. Yes, guys, I finally got it. So, the only one that I have not read on here would be It Ends With Us. No, ma'am. You cannot be up here right now. I need the space. So, yeah. I don't really know much about this except for its best friend or brother's best friend, something. Also, if you guys follow me on Storygraph, you can add this to the Sailor Moon one about water or aqua or bubbles or, anything, because that's exactly what that is, which I don't understand that. And I'm hoping I can figure this out later on. I don't really want to spend too much time on the synopsis. So, it's not exactly love at first sight for Tate Collins when she meets the tormented, secretive Miles Archer. They wouldn't even go so far as to consider themselves friends. The only thing Tate and Miles have in common is a mutual physical attraction that can't be denied. Once their desires are out in the open, they realize they might have stumbled on the perfect no-strings arrangement. He isn't looking for love, and she doesn't have time for it, so that leaves just the sex. What they've got could be surprisingly satisfying as long as Tate can stick to the two rules Miles has for her. Never ask about the past, don't expect a future. They think they can handle it, but everything is different when real emotions start to change the equation. Hearts get infiltrated, promises get broken, rules get shattered, love gets ugly. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. So, I don't know. That sounds interesting, though. Alright, moving on. Another one you can add to your water or whatever is The Summer of No Attachments by Lori Foster. I'm super excited for this. If you look at this cover, it is such summer vibes. It doesn't really say much. Summer flings with no strings mean nobody gets hurt. Strings means nobody gets hurt. At least that was the plan. After putting the brakes on her dead-end relationship, local veterinarian Ivy Anders is ready to soak up this summer on her own terms, the way she sees it. No dating means no disappointment. Why complicate life with anything long-term? But when she meets Corbin Mayer, his troubled young son Justin, Ivy's no-strings strategy threatens to unravel before she can put it into practice. Two friends discover love won't give up on them so easily. So this was also another, friends with benefits or just sex turns into more. So that goes in the same category. Next, you guys saw it. Kirsten White's The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. I have not read this one yet. I want to so bad. It looks so good. Elizabeth Lavenza hasn't had a proper meal in weeks. Her thin arms are covered with bruises from her caregiver, and she is on the verge of being thrown into the streets until she is brought to the home of Victor Frankenstein, an unsmiling, solitary boy who is everything except a friend. Timed with the 200th anniversary of Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein is a stunning reimagination of the classic, speaking to the fears we all bury deep inside. Oh my gosh, this looks really good, and it came out in 2018. So, yeah, if this is on your TBR, let me know. Where would I put this one? I don't even have, like, a category to put this. It is blurred by Victoria Schwab, by the way. She says, visceral, sinister, and inescapably compelling, The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein feels at once reverent of its inspiration entirely new. White's skill is scalpel sharp. Victoria Schwab, bestselling author of The Savage Song. Okay. Let's grab this one right here. This is Still Here by Lara Vapniar. It's literally a cell phone on the ground and a window with neon around it, and it just looks really interesting to me. No idea what it's about. I picked it up based on the cover. A luminous and exhilarating novel about what we hope to leave behind and what really matters while we're still here. In her warm, absorbing, and keenly observed new novel, Laura Vapner follows the intertwined lives of 4 immigrants in New York City as they grapple with love and tumult, the challenges of a new home, and the absurdities of the digital age. Okay. Not sure if I'm actually going to like this one, but we can always, give it a shot. That's the most important thing, right? 2016. So I guess I would put this under, like, new age technology, maybe? Next we have Clive Eggleton's Pandoras Box. This is another one that's on my TBR. It's older as well. This one is a 1982 and 2006. So 1962, the American sighting of a new missile base in Cuba during a regular air Rusty sparks fears that the Soviets are going to establish a military presence there. In response, a quarantine zone, in reality, even naval blockade, is set up around Cuba, preventing Soviet ships from importing their nuclear hardware. Meanwhile, the death of a double agent is causing ripples within the British Secret Service. SIS Chief Charles Winter investigates only to discover that the double agent's KGB control, Vasily Korsnikov, has recently defected to American intelligence. Washington isn't keen to let Winter investigate Korsnikov, and he soon discovers that neither frauds nor turncoats can be trusted, but there's little time for diplomacy since the Russians' ships are already on their way to Cuba. Okay, so this is more not what I thought it was. I'm not gonna like this. I can already tell you, I'm not a historical fan. I thought Pandora's Box was something totally different, and I was wrong, or I got the wrong version. Alright. Next, we've got After Party by Anne Riddish Stamper, author of Where It Began, which I have no idea about that one either, but this is After Party. It looks really cool. It's a person, I want to say a female, possibly, that looks like a dress, but I mean, it could be a man wearing a dress too. You never know, but those do, I don't know. I'm walking on a street. It says, it is not the ending I expected. The free fall from the roof and the torn green awnings, her body landing in a heap at the foot of a hydrangea bush. The hedges lit with pink Malibu lights that glint off the sequined skirt, the blouse half open, and her pale hair. The wild one is gone and the good one isn't good, because good girls don't usually wear long sleeves to cover where their best friend's fingernails scored their forearms. Good girls don't usually slip out their bedroom window in a silver dress and taxi to the Camden Hotel late at night. Good girls don't usually kill their best friend. Kill your best friend? Oh my god, this book is huge! Emma is tired of being good. This is 2014. So, yeah, this one looks like it's going to be a mystery. Alright, next we got The Diary of a Teenage Girl, an account in words and pictures. I believe this is a graphic novel by Phoebe Glockner, author of A Child's Life. Yeah, it's both. It's words and pictures, so I'm not 100% sure. San Francisco, March 2nd, 1976. I don't remember being born. I was a very ugly child. My appearance has not improved, so I suppose it was a lucky break when he was attracted by my youthfulness. Minnie Goetz. So begins the wrenching diary of Minnie Goetz, a 15-year-old girl longing for love and acceptance and struggling with her own precocious sexuality in the libertine atmosphere of 1970 San Francisco. At times, Minnie's words reveal her heartbreaking vulnerability, while at others they evoke William Burroughs or even Charles Bukowski, reincarnated as an adolescent girl. These diary entries interweave multiple levels of meaning, offering a searing commentary on adult society as seen through the eyes of a young woman on the verge of joining it. She combines powerful drawings, vivid comics, and piercing honesty and humor, transcending her medium to create a character that will haunt your imagination, your heart forever. So this is kind of cool. Like, this is how it starts. Like, there's illustrations in here that she did herself. So, dear reader, okay, there's a lot of illustrations, so it's both, and that's really, like, awesome. There's also comics, so this is gonna be a fun one. I guess this would be with that one, right? I don't even know how to categorize these. All right, next we got the Look by James Grappando, best-selling author of Hear No Evil, which I haven't heard of that. James Patterson blurb is saying, if you haven't read James Grappando, start with Got the Look. So James Patterson says to read this one first. Okay. Pay me what she's worth. FBI agent Andy Hunting is tracking a ruthless kidnapper plaguing South Florida, one who's out to prove that all human life can be valued in dollars and cents, but at every turn he has slipped through her net. This time he's taken the wife of one of the state's richest horse breeders and is asking a ransom of $1 million. The stakes go up when Andy finds the woman dead. So it has a death in it. 2006. Alright, so this one's got a death in it. So it goes with that category. Alright, next we have Intimacy by Hanif Kurishi. Okay, I butchered that. It is the saddest night, for I am leaving and not coming back. Tomorrow morning, when the woman I have lived with for 6 years has gone to work on her bicycle and our children have been taken to the park with their ball, I will pack some things into a suitcase, slip out of my house hoping that no one will see me, and take the tube to Victor's place. There, for an unspecified period, I will sleep on the floor in the tiny room he has kindly offered me next to the kitchen. I will not be returning to this life. I cannot. So it sounds like a man who's leaving his wife. Nothing is as fascinating as love, unfortunately. Jay, the narrator of Hanif Kurushi's third novel, tells the story on the night that he is preparing to leave his lover, Susan, and their 2 boys. His departure will not be impulsive. I have contemplated this rupture from all sides, he says, but it will happen. He and Susan live comfortably in London. Each loves the children. Yet Jay, lost in the middle of his life, craves and depends on passion in life and is no longer there. So, and it's like, never mind, it's not short. I thought it was short for a second, but that was just like a little part of it. So this is just like a little book. New adult, maybe. I don't know. The White Van by Patrick Hoffman. And everybody knows the white van usually means either a serial killer, a rapist, or a sex offender. So why not read a book about it, right? At a dive bar in San Francisco's Tenderloin District, Emily Rosario is drinking whiskey and looking for an escape from her desperate, drug-addled lifestyle. When she's approached by a Russian businessman, she thinks she may have found her exit. The next day, at a hotel near the airport, he makes a proposition: take part in a small identity theft. The plan is vague, but he offers cash and a steady supply of drugs. It all goes off without a hitch until Emily finds herself alone, on the run, and wanted for bank robbery. That is not what I pause. Okay. We have The Death of Bunny Monroe, a novel by Nick Cave. Now, I picked this up because I thought it was Buddy for a second, but I don't think it is now. Set adrift by his wife's suicide and struggling to keep a grip on reality, Bunny Monroe does the only thing he can think of. With his young son in tow, he hits the road. To his son, waiting patiently in the car while his father peddles beauty wares and quickies to lonely housewives in the south of England, Bunny is a hero, larger than life. But Bunny himself, haunted by what might be his wife's ghost, seems only dimly aware of his son's existence. Ooh. At turns dark and humane, The Death of Bunny Monroe is a tender portrait of the relationship between a boy and his father, with all the wit and enigma that fans will recognize as Nick Cave's singular vision. Alright, well, it's not what I thought it was, but it sounds good. And it came out in 2009. So, it talks about spirits and stuff. I guess we'll go there. Alright, next we got From Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon. New York Times bestselling author of When Dimple Met Rishi. So I guess this is another one of When Dimple Met Rishi, which I still have yet to read. It says, aspiring filmmaker and a wallflower, Twinkle Mehra has stories she wants to tell and universes she wants to explore, if only the world would listen. So when fellow film geek Sahil Roy approaches her to direct a movie for the upcoming Midsummer Night Arts Festival, Twinkle is all over it. The chance to publicly showcase her voice as a director, dream come true. The fact that it gets her closer to longtime crush Neil Roy, aka Sahil's twin brother, dream come true times 2. Twinkle soon realizes that resistance is futile. The romance she's got is not the one she scripted, but will it be enough? Told through the letters Twinkle writes to her favorite female filmmakers, From Twinkle with Love navigates big truths about friendship, family, and the unexpected places love can find you. So it's, oh my gosh. What? Okay, so I think I'm going to love this one because it's got not super short chapters, but it's got a lot of dialogue. And then it's got a lot of IMs and diary entries and letters, and it's, yeah, definitely like up my alley. Like if you look at this, you guys can see it's like set up like that. And I love things like that. Not just your common chapter here, chapter there thing. And this came out in 2018, by the way. So, sounds like a lovey one. Alright, next we got Drift by John McGoran, and it literally says it's a thriller. The cool thing about this is these are butterflies up here. Ignore the sticker. That's what you get sometimes, but there's butterflies up there, which are so stinking cute. Okay, no idea. No clue. It came out in 2013. Oops. Alright, it says, thrown off balance by the recent deaths of his mother and stepfather, Philadelphia narcotics detective Doyle Carrick earns a 30-day suspension for unprofessional behavior. He decides to get his head on straight at the unfamiliar house he's inherited in rural Pennsylvania. Quick, clever, and terrifying, John McGoran's Drift is a commercial thriller in the tradition of Nelson DeMille's Plum Island, revealing that terror can lurk anywhere, even in the produce aisle. Okay, so this is like a, what you call it? It's definitely a thriller, but it's the type of thriller it is. Alright, next you have Alone by Sin Balog. Compelling dark confessional of pages that keep you guessing and an ending that will blow you sideways. Natalie Richards, author of 6 Months Later and When Was Lost on Unnatural Deeds. Oh, I know. No, that's 6 Months to Live. Never mind. I don't know about this one, but this one looks really good. It looks like a door, and they're like looking through the hinge, and somebody maybe possibly alone. I bet he tried to ring the doorbell as though murmurs turning over, her voice heavy again with sleep. He who, I asked, peering out the window into the dull grayness. The doorbell has never worked because the wiring in this house is a mess. Whenever I flip a switch, I consider it a small miracle that it actually does what it's intended to do. Zoe's voice is barely a breath. I don't know. Someone. He's inside now. Wait, what? Praise for unnatural deeds. A page turner that will keep readers guessing right up until the end. Unpredictable, this thriller will stay with readers long after the last page. Hey, okay, I like that kind of like synopsis-y thing for it. It's kind of creepy. Alright, so next we have The Door to January by Gillian French, author of Grit. All it says is, what if the nightmare never stops? So that's what I'm going to leave with. Although Kirkus Reviews does say chilling and suspenseful, this paranormal thriller with a touch of romance will keep readers on the edges of their seats. So it's a... What is that? What's wrong, babe? She sees something, sorry. And no babies. Okay. Anyway, next we have Tilt-A-Whirl by Chris Grabenstein. Why does Grabenstein sound familiar? Oh, Grabenstein sounds familiar because I just read The Haunting Hill by him in middle grade. So I wonder if this is... Well, it's another blurb by James Patterson. I guess I picked up a lot of books that were blurred by him. Okay, I'm not sure. It says, there isn't much fun in the sun when a billionaire real estate tycoon is found murdered on the Tilt-A-Whirl at a seedy seaside amusement park in the otherwise quiet summer tourist town of Sea Haven, New Jersey. John Seapack, a former MP just back from Iraq, has joined the Sea Haven Police Department. The job offer came from an old Army buddy who hoped to give Seapack at least a summer's worth of R&R to help him forget the horrors of war. Instead, Seapack will head up the murder investigation. He is partnered with Danny Boyle, a 24-year-old part-time summer cop who doesn't carry a gun and only works with the police by day, so he has enough pocket money left over to play with his beach buddies by night. In the first novel in a new series, the Tilt-A-Whirl murder pushes Seapack's sense of honor and integrity to the limits as unexpected situations keep the truth spinning wildly in every direction. Okay, this does sound pretty good, actually. It does sound pretty freaking awesome. Pretty short chapters, not very long chapters, so I mean, it's not like 50-page chapters, so. But it deals with a death, so of course it's going to go with that category right there. Next, we have Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore. I don't know, but I know this is on my TBR, so I picked it up because, you know, you can fill a bag for $5 at the library. You want to do it, especially if you have a lot of backlist books that are on your TBR that you do not own, and you don't want to, like, I don't know, pay buku bucks on thrift books or anything. Oh, excuse me. Love grows such strange things. In Wild Beauty, Miclemore introduces a spellbinding setting and two characters drawn together by fate and pulled apart by truth. For nearly a century, the Nomealvides women have tended the grounds of La Pradera, the lush estate gardens that enchant guests from around the world. They've also hidden a tragic legacy. If they fall in love too deeply, their lovers vanish. But then, after generations of vanishings, a strange boy appears in the gardens. A boy neither Estrella, the Nomealvides girl who finds him, nor her family know anything about. The Nomealvides' grandmothers treat him like a lost son. The Nomealvides' mothers hope he's a sign that their vanished loves might reappear. Estrella's cousins worry his presence is a warning that none of them yet understands, but however much the boy is an enigma to them, he's even more of a mystery to himself. All he knows about who he is or where he came from is the first three letters of his name. As Estrella tries to help Fel piece together his unknown past, La Pradera leads them to secrets as dangerous as they are magical in the stunning exploitation of love, loss, and family. Okay, interesting. It's from 2017. I think I have a pillow with like stuff like this on it. I'm not sure. So it's not thriller. It's more of like a romancy type thing. Next, we have Mary O'Connell's Dear Reader, which I kind of started reading a little bit of this at one point. It goes into like a timeline and things like that, and letters and all this other fun stuff. So it's kind of cool. It says, Flannery looked up at Heath. He was a confident Brit, a citizen of the world. Really, well, she was a suburban mouse, a Connecticut mall mouse. When you got right down to it, well, she was mostly just a girl seized by the sudden desire never to be away from the boy striding next to her. Seized by the sudden desire? Well, that's a little TMI, Harlequin Hannah. Readers love, dear reader. It's blurred by Book Riot, Laura Moriarty, and Katrina Leno. So I don't know where to put this one. The boy striding next to her sounds like a romance, a rom. Things I Should Have Known, or Things I Know, by Claire Lazabnik. Things you should know about this book. Things Chloe knew. Her sister Ivy was lonely. Ethan was a perfect match. Ethan's brother David was an arrogant jerk. Things Chloe should have known. Setups are complicated. Ivy can make her own decisions. David might be the only person who really gets Chloe. Meet Chloe Mitchell, a popular Los Angeles girl who's decided that her older sister Ivy, who's on the autism spectrum, could use a boyfriend. Chloe already has someone in mind. Ethan Fields, a sweet movie-obsessed boy from Ivy's special needs class. This is an unforgettable story about autism, sisterhood, and first love. Things I Should Have Known is sure to steal your heart. I don't know much more about it. I don't know where to categorize it. It's also 2017. Autism, sister bond, steal your heart. I'm going to say it's a romance. I apologize. We have 2 more books left. I'm going to grab this one right here first. And that one's going to just that one's going to disappear for a minute. So this is Virginia Fito's Miss March. I tried getting this and I couldn't find it. The library no longer had it available to borrow, and it showed up at the free library, or the $5 fill-a-bag. So of course I picked it up. I did do a, what did I do? I did a sample read of it, and it was pretty good. It was pretty interesting. I wanted to read it for March, but I didn't get to. I did get to do the sample for March, but that's about it. This is an explosive debut novel that flips the New York literary scene on its pretentious head. George March's latest novel is a smash. No one could be prouder than his dutiful wife, Miss March. A careful creature of routine and decorum, she lives a precariously controlled existence on the Upper East Side. One morning, the shopkeeper of her favorite patisserie suggests that her husband's latest protagonist, a detestable character named Joanna, is based on Miss March herself. Clutching her ostrich leather pocketbook and mint-colored gloves, she flees the shop. What could have merited this humiliation? So basically, her husband is writing a story, and she is the main character somehow. No, ma'am. She gets into everything. And basically what happens is, I think it's going to be like a murder or something. Not 100% sure. And the last book up here is 15 Retellings of Asian Myths and Legends, 1,000 Beginnings and Endings, edited by Ellen O. Elsie Chapman. So it looks like this, and it is an anthology series, which we love anthologies. This is a very pretty anthology series as well. And it's just in time for the by POC. So it's from 2018. It says star-crossed lovers, meddling immortals, fiend identities, dire warnings. These are the stuff of myth and legend. Add a dangerous smell, a game that pulls players out of one world and into another, a ghost town, a never-ending war, a night of dancing, and this collection of inspired and original retellings is only just beginning. 15 acclaimed authors reimagine tales from their own East and South Asian cultures, classic epics, lush fantasy, inventive science fiction, not a fan of science fiction, sparkling contemporary. There is a story here for every reader to devour, but beware, not every tale has a happy ending. And we love that, because why should we have a happy ending every single time? Just saying. So this is an anthology, so this is a totally different category altogether. So with that being said, that is all of the books. We did finally make it through all 3 of the, I'm going to say levels instead of parts. I'm going to say levels because we cleared our TBR cart, guys. Now we can put the following month's books on each run and maybe downsize to a smaller table. Maybe. I don't know, because I do have a big puzzle coming up here soon. I mean, not like super huge, but like pretty interesting, and I'm going to need plenty of space for it. And I think it's so cool how it's a rainforest. It kind of goes with the whole, time effect. Although this one's got 350 pieces, and this is our peaceful moments, affirmation words and things like that, like fun little inspirational words. So I don't know, but I'm going to be doing a lot more puzzles and stuff. Also, I think I'm going to have to make some room because I am getting a portable treadmill for the days that it is too windy to walk, or like I just have no intention of going outside at all because it's not the right temperature or it's way too hot. Because, like, for instance, today I had to work and I woke up at like 1:20 and I went outside for just a second and I was like, nope, this isn't happening. So anyway, as I said in the beginning, I hope that you enjoy this video. I hope that you will subscribe and help out my channel. I'm sorry that this video was so long. If I knew how to do editing or could pay somebody to do my editing, I would totally do it. If you are interested in doing my editing and getting paid for it, I could post something on Fiverr and pay you $5, maybe $10 every time you edit one of my videos. And if you are somebody that wants to do this, I would probably pay you to edit my old videos as well and just repurpose them for this year. However, I hope that you enjoy this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!